Today, though, I want to talk about three tools that I teach my coaching clients really early in the process. And they are used to get a sense of what the problem is and then start to fix that problem. So the first tool is called the bond score. The second tool is called connection rituals. And the third tool is called reset ritual. So beginning with the first one, the bond score. That is a self-assessed, subjective determination of how strong you think the bond is with someone in some relationship that you're in. Now, you may be interested in the strength of your relationship with your spouse. You may be interested in the strength of the relationship with your children. You may be interested in even the strength of your relationship with your coworkers or a particular coworker, perhaps a manager or supervisor, something along those lines. But the bond score is a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 to 3 being in the disconnected range, 4 to 6 being in the inconsistent connection. So sometimes you might feel very connected and other times you might feel very disconnected. 7 to 8, as you might imagine, is the connected phase. So you are really starting to form those kinds of bonds that you want to have with other people. So 9 to 10, strong bond. That is, for the most part, the men that I'm working with, they're looking for that kind of bond. Most of them don't come to me in that 1 to 3 phase, although it does happen. That is usually very clear to them that things are going wrong, and they usually try to fix it. Because I'm working with highly successful men, they tend to want to change things before they get really, really bad. So most of them come to me in the 4 to 6 range. The work to get to the 9 to 10 range takes time and it takes a lot of effort. And so, again, the goal is usually to get the men to be somewhere in that 9 to 10 range before the end of the 12 weeks that they work with me. The second one, connection rituals. So I break these into 3 major categories, and it's important to do all 3 of these. So the first is a daily micro connection ritual. You want to spend about 5 or 10 minutes just having some, maybe just hugging, or depending on who it is that you're trying to work on the relationship with, hugging. You might have a very quick conversation. You might say something along the lines of, how was your day today? What's going on in your life that I don't know about? The second form of the connection ritual is the weekly relational connection ritual. And that's a half an hour to an hour. You might think of something like a date night or just a short conversation where you are 100% focused on the person you're talking to. So you might notice that I keep coming back to the spousal relationship. And that's because a lot of the men, that's the one that is the weakest relationship that they have. So when they come to me, that's where we end up focusing our efforts at the beginning. So that's why I keep going there. The third type of ritual is the monthly reset. And that is an hour to an hour and a half of an honest, calm conversation. Now, you will look at how things have gone over the last month, but you also want to make sure that you're extremely future focused. So it's not a, what did I do wrong this month? It's a, what can I do better next month? And that's important to have that mindset. If you don't have that mindset, what ends up happening is you give yourself such a hard time that you're not able to actually focus on what we're trying to focus on, which is fixing the relationships that we're in, or at least keeping them in a healthy range. So that was the connection rituals. The reset ritual is actually one of my favorites. It is, and because I was a work from home employee for so long, I had a hard time with actually finding a way to do this. But essentially what you do is you pull into your garage and you sit in your car for a couple minutes and just give yourself time to wash away all of the bad stuff that happened to you during the day. So professionals are often dealing with major problems. Attorneys sometimes are dealing with people on the worst day of their lives. Doctors are definitely often working with people on the worst day of their lives. And so they carry a lot of that home with them. So what the reset ritual is meant to do is give you a chance to think about what you did that day, but also give you the chance to realize that you're home now and it's time for you to focus on home things and let the stress of the day go. This ends up being a very powerful tool for a lot of the men that I work with. And that's because they're really, really good at doing the right thing at work. They're really, really not great at doing the right thing at home, or at least doing the thing that they want to do. So this reset ritual gives them that momentary pause to just let them think about how they want to interact with the people in their lives. So those are the 3 tools that I give, and I give these, like I said, very early in the process, usually within the first couple weeks. We talk about this. The bond score is the first week. That is the basis for everything. So we continually check in on that bond score as the time goes on. The connection rituals, I give them in week 2 or week 3, and those are just as important, but I want to make sure that the people that I'm working with are focusing on really the whole picture first, and then they start focusing in on individual relationships, and that's why I kind of don't do it in the first week. The reset ritual, we talk about it all along. I finally do a very detailed analysis of it in week 4, I believe, and that is because they're often not in the right mind space to actually use that time wisely. I don't want to tell somebody to take their time coming into the house at night if they're not going to actually use it for resetting the situation. So that's what we do. Those are the 3 tools. I am always happy to chat with anybody about any of these, and I have many other tools that I work with men about. So if you are ever interested, just feel free to email me or comment on this video, and I'm always happy to reach out and talk to people. So again, I'm Larry Williams, and I am the owner of Dad's Oath Renewed, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity to have chatted with you today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.